Since Istio has been popularized somewhere around 2018, the service mesh has gained a lot in popularity. We see a lot of people interested in implementing a service mesh. Now that so many vendors and cloud providers have come out with products that give you service mesh capabilities. Before we implement a service mesh for a customer, we first always want to take a step back and see if it is a good solution for their problem. The service mesh introduces a lot of capabilities on an infrastructure level, but if you only need one or a few, you might not want to implement such a complex solution at all. With a service mesh, it's nice to have an abstract layer that can provide a uniform transport layer with all the bells and whistles, but it adds a lot of operational complexity. That's why I want you to think first about easier, simpler solutions before adopting the service mesh. For example, let's say you have an application that consists of microservices. If the majority of the microservices are written in the same language, maybe a better HTTP transport library will already solve a lot of your problems. Do you just want encryption? You could have a uniform library that implements MTLS. Do you only want a lower latency? Maybe just switching to HTTP2 is enough. Do you want more observability? Adding OpenTrace capabilities can give you the same results as in a service mesh. You see, there's often an easy solution if you just want some of the capabilities that the service mesh provides. Do you think you're reinventing the wheel if you're not going with a service mesh? It will all depend on how much effort you have to put into it. But implementing a service mesh is also not free and also needs maintenance. Lastly, a good transport layer can also help you massively. Adopting something like gRPC means that adopting service mesh features in a later stage is going to be a lot easier than if you are just going to use REST. One last thing I'm pretty excited about. With gRPC, you also have an option for a proxyless setup, where you can tie in to the same Envoy control plane that Istio currently uses. It's still being built out, but looks very promising. You basically get service mesh capabilities within gRPC as a library instead of running a sidecar proxy.